she doesn't get to live her life anymore. It's not fair. It's not. And I feel guilty like she does.
Meet 34-year-old John Carter, the mastermind behind the disappearance of his own wife.
My fiance is missing. I can't find her anywhere.
But his plans of pretending to be the victim will go up in flames because of one crucial discovery.
Her remains were found in April of 2013.
And soon, detectives will realize that sitting in front of them is not a concerned husband, but a cold-blooded killer.
I did not kill her. I did not murder her. I did not take her.
It's come to a point now to where no one's believing the story.
I can't believe this.
Well, you need to believe it because it's happening.
On August 14th, 2011, dispatch in Fairfield, Ohio received a call that would spiral into a 12-year-long investigation that ended in one of the most contested court cases in the city's history.
My fiance is missing. I can't find her anywhere.
Where was she at midnight last night when you left?
She was at her house. She was going to bed. She wasn't going out to do anything, so she would have been in her bed. And I mean, I've been with her for 6 years. She's not deceiving, you know. She doesn't.
Okay, and you guys didn't have an argument or anything?
Not at all.
John Carter had been dating Caitlin Markham for over 6 years, and they had been engaged for several months when she seemingly vanished over the course of a warm summer night. Caitlin was a bright artistic spirit who brought joy everywhere she went. Just 2 months from graduating from art school, it seemed like her whole future was laid out in front of her. And then, that future disappeared with her. Naturally, all eyes were on John as the first suspect. He had been the last one to see her around midnight on August 14th, and several of his actions struck detectives as, well, unusual. From 2011 to 2023, John took part in over 7 filmed interrogations, each one growing crazier than the last. We will be sharing portions of these with you, courtesy of the Fairfield Police Department in Fairfield, Ohio. As you'll see, John is a rambler, though his story stays surprisingly consistent. Through the first 2 rambling interrogations, he disclosed his version of events to police. He and Caitlin were eager to move to Colorado with each other when she graduated. Their relationship was rainbows and butterflies. The night before she disappeared, the two went to a fair, went back to her house, hung out with a friend. That friend left, and then John kissed Caitlin goodnight and went home. The next day, after not hearing from her, he rushed to her house and began to desperately look for her. As you can see from the officer's notes on his initial statement, police weren't really buying that tale. For months, things were at a standstill. Then in April 2013, police made a discovery. Caitlin's remains, wrapped in a tarp and abandoned in a creek over the state line in Indiana. Her manner of death was ruled homicide, but the cause was unable to be determined due to the deterioration of her remains. With evidence of a homicide on their hands, it was time for law enforcement to up the ante. The following interrogation took place in September of 2013. At this point, John's been interrogated twice and subjected to 2 unfilmed voice stress tests by the FBI, both of which he failed with flying colors.
Hi, John. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Come on in over here. I got you a chair right over there.
John, you want water in with that or anything?
Water will be fine.
Okay, all right, let me grab you guys want anything?
No, I'm all right.
You what? I'm all right. All right, let me grab some water.
How's it going?
I mean,
Busy time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, like I was just telling her, I got a lot of stuff going on. You know, I have to go to this funeral on Sunday, and then I just got a new job at Miami Oxford.
Oh, did you? Doing what?
Maintenance for their power plants at
Oh,
their
good.
campus.
What's your status right now? I mean, you got a girlfriend?
I do have a girlfriend now.
What's her name?
Her name is Kayla. We met about a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a degree where this kind of thing happens. I feel like, you know, there's no book, there's no proper way of handling it.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So the way I feel is, can I kind of explain to you
Sure.
what happened after the fact?
Sure.
So after the fact, I fell apart. I was in my house for months.
Depression.
Yeah, very intensely so. I didn't eat for 2 weeks after. My mom finally got me a quarter pounder, and we were doing one of the searches, and I sat on the side of this hill and was just like, I'm gonna put it in. I'm just gonna see what happens. And I started eating, and then actually I really started eating. Like I devoured the thing. But it was just like, you know, as I'm falling apart and everything around me seems to be completely ridiculous, I get to a point of the lowest low. And there was a particular instance where I'm driving down Pleasant right here. This is Pleasant.
Okay.
Millis is right here.
Uh-huh.
I was driving down there, and I got to a point where I was ready to go. Like I didn't want to be here. So I gotta be completely honest with you. I drive across Millis, and what I assume to be a drunk driver or somebody just going really fast, going about 50 or something like that, blows through the red light, blows right behind me, and I remember that at a certain point, I guess instinctually or something, I gassed it. Like I went faster, and I instinctually pulled myself out of it, and it kind of clicked in my head. Like I want to live. Like I want to be alive. I want to exist in this world, and with or without her, I'm still here. And after that, I got to a point where it was just like I need to focus on making my life better and focus on, you know, just kind of maintaining a degree of okay.
According to everyone around John at the time, he was displaying more than a degree of okay. He was flourishing without a care in the world. Caitlin's family was reportedly devastated that John cut contact with them right around the time her body was discovered. And prior to that, he didn't take part in many of the searches or efforts to find her. Of course, he has a totally logical excuse, well, explanation for that.
Did you go on any searches with them?
I went on some search parties. I did the first few, like I did every one I could. And then I went, and then Texas EquiSearch came in and I started doing those, and then they started telling me that I couldn't because I'm sorry, give me a second.
That's fine.
Because if I found anything, then it would be horrible, and they didn't want me to do that.
So they suggested
that I stop searching. I didn't feel comfortable putting up the flyers because I had a lot of trouble. Every time I saw her picture, I would just cry because I missed her so much, and I couldn't do the flyers, so I had to do something. I'm sorry, man.
That's fine. Let's move up. You heard that her body was found.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind then?
I didn't want to cry in front of the ironically, in front of the police officers, so I tried to keep myself, but I was with my mom when they told me, so I confided in my mom more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to her, and I fell apart again. And a few days later, I fell apart in front of Kayla, and I did not want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And by falling apart, I mean I literally fall to my knees and I can't move, I can't feel. So I focused on myself. I couldn't. I know that sounds selfish. I don't know. I feel really bad about that, but I focused on myself and I tried to make myself better so that I could be okay. And I'm sorry, man.
That's fine. That's fine. Have you been over to where she was found?
No, I don't want to go there. I didn't want to even acknowledge the day she went missing this year because I don't want to remember her for that. I don't want to go to that place and be like, oh, this is where she died. That's wonderful. Like, why would I want to see that? Why would I care about that? Like, I just want to remember her birthday, and I want to remember
The
good things. I don't want to remember that. I don't want to know anything about that except for the fact that whoever did this is not here. That whoever did this is either dead or in jail or...
Do you know where? Are you familiar with the area where they found her?
My dad has property in Laurel, which you can take, because I know that it's on 129 or off 129 or something.
121.
121? Okay, that's the one that leads you like to Batesville and stuff, right? Or not Batesville, but starts with B.
Batesville.
It is Batesville, okay. Yeah, and my dad would go that way occasionally, but usually, you know, because he lives in Ross, he takes a totally different way. But I do know, and my dog was bought right off that road by a family, their last name Masters.
What John is leaving out here is that to access his father's property, you have to turn onto a road that runs perpendicular to where Caitlin's body was found. And though he tries to brush it off as though he hardly ever goes there, his friends repeatedly told police that they all went there frequently to smoke and party unsupervised.
Would you be interested in, as far as your involvement, or I should say participation with regard to an investigation, to once and for all be done with it?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not asking you to erase your memories of someone that you loved, but I'm asking you, you're here today as a result of police investigating something. You ready to be done with that?
I would like the person who did this to be caught. That is what I want. I don't want to just be done. I do. There's a part of me that, you know, just like, I just don't want to come here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to talk about this situation anymore. But this is what I have to do to find out who did this. And this is important to me. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm talking to you guys. I know from before what these are like, what these conversations are like. I know what I have to go through for this shit. And I'm sorry, pardon my language.
Don't worry about it.
But I'm here and I'm doing this and I'm talking to you guys about this and I'm taking all this in because I need to find out who did this so that I can actually go out and live a life.
I know you've taken a polygraph before.
Yeah, and I really would prefer not to.
Okay, let me things are a little bit different. Okay, with them, like I said, this was the disappearance. And I can tell you, we do it ourselves. We don't send you to the FBI. We do it
They came here. I mean,
right, but
then
I mean,
they did it 2 more times. I've been through it 3 times, man. I
think what you did take was a voice analysis.
2 of them were voice stress analysis.
Right.
One of them was a polygraph. And I'm going to be completely upfront with you. They're bullshit. And the reason why I believe that they're bullshit is because they kept telling me that I was being dishonest. And I sat there and told them the truth.
Okay.
And I'm not going to go through that again, man. I'm not going to do that. I'm telling you everything that I know. And I'm telling you that this is the truth, and that thing does not tell you what the truth is. I have, you know, the whole storyline that I told you, and the fact that it's corroborated. Call all the people involved. All of it is corroborated. This is what I did. They looked at my computer and looked to see if I was watching shows, I'm assuming. They, you know, looked at my records. They looked into everything. Like, the whole point was to find out what I was doing at that time. And I'm here to tell you what I was doing at that time. That story is not going to change. Those words are not going to change. I'm not going to say anything different. I don't have anything different. I'm telling you the exact series of events that occurred. Again, the polygraph does not tell you anything. It's not going to give you anything. It's not going to help you with this investigation because it has already said that I was being dishonest. I felt defeated. I felt like I kept telling them everything that I know, and they just kept coming at me with, well, we know it was a mistake, so you can just go ahead and fess up now. Like, no, I didn't do anything to her. I would never. Okay, I was with her for 6 years of my life, my entire life. Like, that was my beginning of my adult life. And it went away like that. And it was taken from me. I did not do anything. I did not touch her. I would never hurt her. I would never physically do anything to give her pain. And accident or otherwise, I would not be here had it not been for this.
Understand something. You don't need to be defensive right now.
I'm currently being
Hold on,
defensive
man.
because I don't want to do this polygraph so bad.
Let me
I'm
say
sorry.
That's all right.
this to you.
For the next 30 minutes, John complains about the uselessness of polygraph tests and gossips about the shifting family dynamics after Caitlin's death. At the end, with nothing to hold him on, officers are left with nothing to give him but a card and an offer to talk again when he's ready. John has some parting words for the officers.
If you guys want to go through anything, if you need anything else, I'm sorry for bringing it up again, but anything else other than this polygraph thing, I'll give you whatever you need. And like I said, keep digging, and maybe when I'm in my job and I don't have to be so nervous about that on top of this, on top of that, on top of this, maybe I'll feel more comfortable coming in and doing a polygraph. But like I said, at this particular moment, I'm just not comfortable with it.
John's interrogations in 2015 and 2016 didn't warrant any new information or changes in his story, just more frustration. Behind the scenes, however, law enforcement wasn't ready to give up. In 2023, John volunteered to come in for questioning. He should have volunteered to get a lawyer instead.
The date today is February 15th, 2023, approximately 1:26 p.m. in the afternoon. Investigator Paul Newton and Investigator Mike Regal, we are sitting here with John Carter. John voluntarily came in this afternoon to speak with us.
Again, John, how you been doing? All right. Seen you after the pumpkin fest, like I was telling you, seen you demonstrating how to blow glass.
Yeah.
I
teach it. I was just at work.
Was you?
Yeah.
So what you do full time now?
Yeah.
Sounds like fun. Well, I think I've seen one of your other videos. That was one of your passions. You wanted to start doing something more creative, and it was something that kind of led you was the glass blowing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
John's not just a professional at blowing glass. As you're about to see, the man's real passion is blowing smoke. Or trying to, at least.
Like I told you over the phone, there's just a few things we want to go with you with. Like I said, this investigation is coming to a close on the prosecutor side of it. I know that Fairfield PD was investigating it. The sheriff's office investigated it. I think me and you have talked once before. And there's just a few things that I still want to get your thoughts and your feelings on a few things. I know we're kind of texting your memory. It's going to be almost 12 years here shortly. But there again, we're not trying to drudge up any bad times.
And that's really all this is to me. Like, and I'm not saying that it's all that what you're doing is to me. It's just that that's kind of my tension right now. It's just coming back to this again. Yeah. Right.
But there's times where I think I have a better handle now on that talk to some people who were in your, I guess your core group of people, and they told me some. I asked each person to give me a story about Caitlin, and each one had a different story. It was something that was how she touched their lives. which was really kind of cool because each person told me something that no one else knew,
Right.
which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It really was. And I have a better perspective of how she was as a person. Okay, that being said, let's go back just briefly to, you're at the festival that night. You and Kevin on that Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys go to the festival. Your thoughts on you and prior, I'm going to go back and forth when it comes to some of the statements you've given in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You still feel, and your thoughts and your feelings deep down, you still feel that person who had done this was an unknown person, maybe that was kind of like you said, stalking, or I think your words were suspicious person that may have back in the day.
I mean, honestly, yeah, because I can't wrap my head around it being something like that.
Really?
That's really what it comes.
We're not here to.
Yeah, I know, and you got to understand. Like,
that's why
this is
that's
all
okay.
like, this is all just like reminding me.
Right.
And it's a lot. It's just a lot. Sorry.
Dude, no need to apologize. It really isn't.
It's a traumatic experience.
Yeah, I mean, you've been through a lot. You and your whole family has. And her, and don't get me wrong. Her family.
She has.
No, your whole.
It was her that died. Like, it was her.
Yeah.
Was it me? And I feel guilty. Like, she died. She doesn't get to live her life anymore. It's not fair.
No, it's not.
It's not.
You know, that's one thing I've got from everybody who I've talked to, and like I said, I have a better understanding of Caitlin, was she lit up everybody's life for the positive. And she is no longer here to do that anymore. Like I said, like I told you over the phone, it would be different if she'd had a car accident. You can kind of move on because it was an accident. This here was purposeful.
But I mean, on top of all of it, it just ropes me in. I am the statistic.
Yeah.
Everyone looks at me and I am the statistic. So I can't do anything about it. Everyone's already accusing me before I even look at it.
Yeah.
Before they've even met me or know me. Before they even have heard the truth or what the truth actually is. But I'd love that peace of mind. I'd love to know the truth. I'd love to find out what happened.
There's something that you have to have in your own mind, though, is that being said, people are going to have their thoughts, but you've not been charged anywhere. All that we're doing is asking questions. At any point in time, you get walk out that door, and we're glad. I know that you're going.
There's a moment. There's a moment when all that happened, and I realized that I was not getting.
Till after you found that she's missing.
And there was a moment where I felt I couldn't hold myself up anymore because it was loss.
Overwhelming.
Tremendously so. And to a point where it was so tremendously overwhelming that it was unforgettable. And whenever I have this, whenever we do this, it brings that moment in. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. It brings me to this moment where I am in front of her house, not knowing where she is, what I can do to help her, or keep her here, or figure out where to go to find her and bring her home. And it was, I had nowhere else to go, no one else to call. No other thoughts, no other opinions. No one else was guiding me. No one was telling me what to do. And even now, I have no one to tell me what to do or what to say.
There's no book. There's no script for this, brother. There isn't. There's no script for you to say, John, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to feel. This is how you're supposed to move on.
I'm currently being told by my wife that I should bring a lawyer to these things, that I should do those things. I'm not doing that. Because I don't think, first of all, I feel like I've already found myself. If it came down to me needing a lawyer, I've already been here enough without one that it really doesn't matter what I say. I also know for a fact that I don't have anything that I can say that's going to make it seem like I did something, except for obviously the polygraph situation, which I don't fully understand, and I don't get why that happened or why it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, like, I don't have anything I can say. I don't have anything I can do or make you think that I did something, because there is nothing there. There's nothing. And I just...
Let me ask you a question. That being said, do you feel, and I think I know the answer to this, do you want me to keep looking? I told you.
Yes.
That next question, I told you this 2 years ago. It's been 2 years since then you talked about this. I told you I was going to keep looking.
Yes.
And where we at?
Still looking.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yes.
Don't stop.
I'm not.
And I'm looking you in the eyes, just like I did last time. Do it.
I am. That's what I'm here for. I told you I would never stop. That's one thing about me. I can't. I'm too stupid to stop.
And get the right person.
That's why I'm asking you guys. I'm asking you to ask questions about, because there's some things only you know.
Okay.
John's enthusiasm for the detective to keep looking and not stop seems to have come to an abrupt stop the second the conversation turns toward his involvement. Detectives revisit his repeated claims that he searched for Caitlin's phone when he was looking for her, including inside her car. But there's something not quite right that detectives are eager to point out to him.
If you can, remember, and in detail as possible, describe to me when you get to her car, you put the key and you unlock her car, or if it's a key fob, you unlock her car. What did you do? Look, just looking for her phone. Just looking for her phone.
I probably opened her driver's side door and looked at the center console.
Okay. Did you go to the back of the car, Annie? I mean, I know you're probably...
No, I really don't think so, but I may have opened it and looked, or maybe I did. I don't remember.
Okay.
I really don't remember.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man.
No,
I really don't.
There's no for you to apologize.
I know,
for the truth.
but I want to get it. I want to give you the truth. I want to give you what I remember.
No, I want you to... I'm going to show you a photo.
Yeah.
Of her car.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want you to tell me, these would be pictures of her car from the inside. Okay. Now, these are photographs of the inside of her car. Okay. Now, tell me if that looks like her car to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirtier.
You know, you guys are young, and
Yeah.
she's going to school, working 2 jobs, and this move it wide. Okay. That's the couple of shots of the outside of the car. Okay. Now, here's my question to you. Caitlin was about, 5'3"?
Mm-hmm.
About 130 pounds, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you notice about this photograph?
That is far back.
Yeah.
Maybe I moved him when I was looking for the phone to look under the seat, but I don't know. I really don't.
Okay. Well, look at both seats. Look at this is the passenger side.
They're both back. So maybe probably if I move this one, then move that one, and then move both back to look around. It's very possible.
Well, my question is that, would you have moved those seats? Because I talked to the investigator who took these photographs, and we actually talked to the tow truck driver. He said, we all think the tow truck driver said, he goes, we pulled up on the back, we backed it up, we drug it up on the skid or the back, the roll back, and we stuck it in the garage, and that was that. He goes, so my question is this, both those seats been moved back like that. Is that alarming to you?
It is, yeah, that's weird. That's very weird.
And this is the back seat, what I'm showing you here.
Right. Which is
she can't reach those pedals from there.
No, probably not. I would say no.
I mean, that's a big question. That's like, who the hell's in that car besides? Who the hell's in that car besides her?
But I definitely did not move or drive the car.
I mean, now you see why we want to have in. I mean, this is trouble.
Mm-hmm. That's strange.
It is very strange.
But like I said, I didn't move or drive the car at all.
Okay.
was going to ask, you mentioned earlier about, and I'm sorry again, I not worked on this case like Paul, so I don't know. You mentioned that you and Caitlin, if there was some tension or something that
It wasn't like a fight, not at all. What it really came down to was Caitlin was a little bit frustrated that I wanted to keep my night going.
Okay.
While she just went to bed.
Okay.
But I basically kind of treated it like she'll get it.
Okay.
You know, and that was the tension. Realistically, it was just that. I was just like, gosh.
So it wasn't like an argument.
I don't know. Okay. No. Like I said, she was just disappointed that she had to be doing school stuff, and here I go hanging out with friends. And
then how did the documents thing? How did that?
I basically just got there and was like, "This is all Caitlin's stuff," and and they had a fire pit in the back, but it was like slightly raining. But I was just like, "I'm burning it." I just burned it. I mean, that's really what it came down to.
I see. And she gave those to you before you left.
Again, the tension was there, but she's handing me this stuff. We're still going to Colorado. There is no change there.
Okay.
Like everything is still exactly as
everything going as planned.
Pretty much, yeah.
Then there's another discrepancy. At the time that Caitlin would have been killed, John claims to have been watching 3 episodes of White Collar. But when detectives searched his computer history, they noticed something peculiar.
So I did find something interesting. So there's 3 episodes of White Collar. Season 2, episode 12, episode 13, episode 14. You said they're about 45 minutes apiece?
Something like that.
Okay. Then later in the day, I guess after you've gotten up, you look at the plot summaries for the same. It's on your computer.
I mean, I don't know why. I didn't look up any plot summaries.
Yeah, I mean, so later in the day, so I'm converting this from the military time, but about 3:17, you look at the plot summary for episode 13, which is the one that you watched the night before, which just like maybe
I don't remember doing that. Did I look it up on IMDb? Like I don't normally do that, so I don't know why.
Yeah, there's a synopsis, basic plot summary for episode 13.
Okay.
And then plot summary for episode 14. And that bothered me. I'll be honest, that kind of bothered me a little bit because in some of your viewing, it kind of made sense because like maybe you're about to watch episode 10. I'm talking about like before, like a few days before. Mm-hmm. So you looked at a plot summary for episode 9. That kind of makes sense. We all understand that. Mm-hmm. Like, what happened? But it was weird to me that you would look at like a synopsis for something you just watched a few hours ago.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that. I didn't do that. I slept. I mean, corroboratingly slept. You can ask my mom. I was asleep.
Well, I can tell you this. Part of your fundraisers, you made a phone call at, I believe it was 2:24 that day. Papa John's. I don't want to call Papa John's because you're going to this whole thing. Okay. But there again, you call Papa John's. You also text message Nate Eigen. See if you can back there?
Yeah.
And I think you also text.
Okay.
And it was all prior to 4:30.
Right, and this would have been at about 3:30 or 3:20, somewhere around there. And I'll be honest, John, it was odd to me because I don't normally look at summary for something that I just watched a few hours before.
Yeah, I again don't know why it pulled up a plot summary, but it could be from me just like clicking back, like exiting out of things, going back or something like that. I mean, that could have easily been why. But I don't generally look at plot summaries even days later. I just watch the previously on thing, which
Okay.
those have. So all of those episodes have previously on White Collar. So I don't look up plot summaries. I don't know why that was on there. But maybe, again, it's because I had clicked back on it. Maybe there is a missing point where I did, like, look at my computer, talk to people. I really don't know. And honestly, at a certain point, I just don't have an answer for it.
I just don't have an answer for you isn't the get out of jail free card that John is hoping it is. It's more like one of these. To detectives, John looking up the plot summaries seems like someone trying to plan ahead for being asked questions about the show.
This is the White Collar episodes that you were talking about. And
this is at 3 a.m. or p.m.?
No, this is this is in the morning. So this would be about the computer shows activity at about 1:39, 1:40, and then you watch some episodes of White Collar. Okay. And you told me they're about 45 minutes apiece. Okay, so you can see there's like time gaps. And then there's like break-in activity, and then again, yes, like you said, there's whenever you got up,
Probably looked at whatever.
and then sprinkled in there are like these plot summaries.
Okay, so if I was waking up, I probably looked at those were probably part of the, like, either I was clicking out of something or I was like going through stuff. I mean, it could have just simply have been an accidental click. It could have been anything, but I wasn't reading plot summaries.
Okay.
They were just either I was obviously watching it the night before, I got on it the next day, and these things were probably either still up on my computer and I moved around things to get to what I was doing there, or what. I don't know, but I didn't look at it.
Give me another break.
No. Just read it. I mean, I do eventually gotta go back to work. So.
Okay. We'll try to hurry this up. Go back to your guys' cell phones, just briefly. Her phone goes dark at 12:06. Never comes back on.
Mm-hmm.
Your cell phone doesn't go dark. What we call dark. We call it goes in activity at 12:04, and there's no activity for the next 14 to 15 hours. Is that unusual for you to?
No, I don't. Like, sometimes, especially at that hour, there's no one texting.
Okay.
There's no one, and I don't look at my phone, especially at that time. I don't even know if I had a Facebook yet. Like, I didn't really look at my phone that often, unless I got a text or I got something.
Because we had someone look at the phone numbers back in the past, and so that was unusual for you to be receiving a text. Well, I mean, there again, even you at your own mission center, you thought you sent Caitlin a text at 4 in the morning. So good morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not unusual. It was unusual for you to be that many hours without any messages or phone calls or.
I mean, I was already at the friend's house that I planned on being at, and Caitlin was in bed, as far as I knew.
Have you talked to any of your buddies about what we talked to them about? What we talked to them about? Maybe like Matt.
And I talked to Matt a little bit, but
John, talked to him any? Mike? You go to your party to the registry, run the documents, remember long in the appointment, and you come back to the house. Okay. We have information that this is from two different people. That I'll tell you the story. Two people are walking down the street, and at approximately between what they say is 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, they see or they hear two cars coming, and they are juveniles at the time, and they're scared to death because they are juveniles. You know how Fairfield PD is with juveniles at that time. It's late night, and they see two cars pull up. And they hide behind a tree. Some evergreens that were in there. They see two cars pull up. And the two cars, lights are blacked out.
Mm-hmm.
And they see a red Ford Focus pull into the driveway at your residence at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was your address at the time, right? It was on mom. And they see a darker blue four-door sedan right behind the Ford Focus.
Mm-hmm.
The red Ford Focus pulls into the driveway. Garage door opens up. They see the car pull into the garage. Garage door shuts. The blue car stays out on the street.
Okay, no, there's a problem.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Okay. Let me finish the story then.
Okay.
The blue car stays out on the street. Between 5 and 15 minutes later, garage door pulls back open. Car pulls back out. Both cars are still blacked out, and they go back the same way they coming down West Scioto towards a cow. You know, the west side that comes down towards your house, and they see the two cars. Red car pulls out, the car turns around, and they go the same way they come back out. Heading back towards West Scioto, heading towards, that would be what, River Road? Okay. Same story they told. They told they were heading, they were going to a party that night. They were going to a party to meet some girls. And they said they are positive what they seen that night. Now
I can't.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I told you the gist of the story.
Yeah. I have my story. That's what happened.
Right.
I did. I don't park in my garage. I parked in the driveway every night. And I would say beyond, didn't have anything to do with that.
It'd be hard for this sighting to be more damning. Firstly, the kids who reported this actually reported it in 2013, soon after Caitlin's body was discovered. The realization that they may be the keys to solving an actual homicide was the only thing that made them fess up to the police. And worse, their parents, about sneaking out of the house on the night in question. Both of the teens, when interviewed separately, told matching stories, even down to the color and model of the cars involved. They witnessed the cars with their lights fully off, drive toward Caitlin's home, then return and sneak into John's garage, once more, with their lights fully off. That doesn't sound like someone watching a crime show to me. It sounds like someone living it.
And they got a third person backing them up that he took them to the party and picked them up in close proximity to your house. The third person. They were like, "Oh shit, that was weird," because they thought they were going to get busted by a Fairfield Police Department. When in doubt, it was a red Ford Focus and a blue four-door sedan.
Have anything for you? Those people, I don't know.
Right.
That's not. I told you I did, and where I was at home.
They were pretty certain about that.
The time does match up with you. I mean, it's like you said, that time when I was showing you the time that these people say that you arrived is consistent.
I didn't go anywhere.
So
I
you got
stayed at home. I got home and I stayed home. And in fact, my stepdad would wake up ridiculously early to do work. And he got up pretty early that morning to do work. And my car was there in the driveway. Steve and my mom both parked in the garage.
Okay.
And they were both of their cars were in there. I never parked in my garage. So that story is already flawed. On top of the fact that none of that happened. None of it.
Okay.
I went home. I got inside. I watched my shows. I laid down, I went to bed. I mean, that is pretty much what happened as far as I can remember it at this point in this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have, you feel free to bring the witnesses in. I don't know what to tell you. There's no more I can prove to you.
They gave statements. They gave statements back. This is not something new.
Okay.
It really isn't. This is something, they did their statements back in the day. Shortly after Hickman's body was found, because they didn't put two together until like they went shit. That's what we seen that night.
Okay, but I don't know what they saw or who. I can't tell you. There was no blue stand. I don't know whose stand that could be. I don't
One of your friends was driving.
As far as I know, though, it was Jeff who drove a blue Ford Focus. But yeah,
Nobody else?
no. And I didn't leave after I went home.
You were home that whole time in the morning.
After the party, I'm
After
pretty
the
sure.
party.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
You're pretty sure?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's been years down the line.
I understand that, but
But
you-
I didn't leave. I didn't, go drive my car somewhere. No.
Once more, John has decided that telling the police no and I can't tell you is his best defense. But what happens when a witness contradicting his statements isn't a stranger, but a close friend?
Jeff said he was seeing you guys at the festival. I guess he showed up afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess you were there for the big drawing at night.
I wanted to try it.
And this is Jeff talking. Yeah, he said hi to you. He said he seemed kind of out of sorts. And he said, I guess he said hi to you, and you didn't say hi back, which is unusual. Jeff said, you guys are, I think you said that core group of guys.
Okay.
And that you didn't say hi to him. He goes, you can tell there was something wrong between you and Caitlin that night. He said, and
She was frustrated that I
to the point, dude. She says to the point. He says to the point, dude, that it looked like they were going to break up. And I was like, damn, that's pretty. I mean, I know some of the people upset that there was tension that night, but to the point of you guys breaking up.
No.
So Caitlin wasn't having any second thoughts about moving to
Not that I'm
Colorado.
aware of. No, not that she had made me aware of. Okay, so as far as anything like that, if she felt that way or if it seemed that way to him, that's all fine. But I was.
This is
not
his
aware.
observation.
Yeah, I was not aware of that kind of tension. Caitlin, I remember, was already just kind of tense and frustrated, but all of that, again, a lot to do with her getting ready for school to be over, for us getting ready to move. And there was just a lot of things building up around that. And but the plan was still the same as far as I knew. Everything was exactly the way it was supposed to be going at that particular time.
Right.
So.
Did Caitlin get frustrated with, I mean, you're now in glass blower and, seem to found your way and life and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, I think you were kind of bouncing around and working and she seemed to be, I mean, just my limited experience, she seemed to be really motivated. Very artistic, very driven, working.
Yeah, I think she
there-
was probably worried that I wasn't going anywhere or doing anything. But at the same time, I still had drive.
Mm-hmm.
Still had an ability to get things done. And for the most part, while she was in college, I was helping her through a lot of that stuff. Her dad paid for a lot of her groceries and stuff, but I was a part of her life. I helped her through college. It wasn't just I worked off and it kept working.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just the money for me, that was for us. And she knew that.
Yeah, forgive me. I know I'm going over things I know you've probably gone over, but your phone also was something that I know was examined back then. You deleted text messages between you and Caleb. What was that?
That was an utter and complete horrific accident. The idea was, again, not great with computers. Not at all. And what I had done, the way that the phone worked, I went to just delete a few messages because it said it was going to start deleting all of my messages if I didn't delete some so that I could receive messages. I've been receiving massive amounts of messages about Caitlin, about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So as those started coming in, I started worrying that Caitlin's messages would start to get deleted. So I went through and carefully tried to select each one. And then when I pushed the delete button, it deleted all of them, except for ones that seemed to be like pocket saved or something. I had like a handful of ones left behind, but it almost deleted every other one. Like, and I don't know why. But I had given the phone. They had all of the information. I had not deleted it before I gave it to them the first time. And I really didn't mean to do that. And I know what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks, I mean, I'll be honest, it looks
I'm
real
aware.
bad,
I'm
right?
aware of that.
I mean,
there's nothing I can do
Sure.
about that. It was a complete and utter accident.
Right. Yeah, I mean, again, not knowing the case as well as Paul, I mean, that was one of the things that stuck out to me. It's
I
just-
understand that, but at the same time, like I said, they had the phone. There was nothing deleted when they originally had my phone the first time they took it. That was literally that day. They had my phone for hours, and they didn't copy anything. I didn't make that mistake. I made the mistake of accidentally deleting it before they could make a decision to copy everything.
Okay. And it was an accident that you deleted
Absolutely.
Caitlin's message.
Absolutely, because I did want to go back and read them. I did want to see them. I had messages from her going way back.
So you accidentally deleted the whole?
Everything. Everything but the ones that Pocket dialed saved.
Oh.
I'm telling you, every message was deleted. And then they wanted to come to me and say, well, why weren't these messages deleted? I can't explain why those got saved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. But almost every other message I had was gone. I had, like, you know how it shows the whole screen of messages? I had this many messages at the top of my screen.
Right.
A lot of them got deleted. And I did not do that on purpose.
John claims that almost all of the texts between him and Caitlin were deleted, but that's not even close to the truth. Upon review, police realized that the only messages that the two exchanged in the few hours before Caitlin's death had been deleted, which leads many to believe that in those few hours, there was an explosive argument, or even a breakup. According to several of Caitlin's close friends, she wanted to end her engagement to John, but she felt trapped. She stated on multiple occasions that she was no longer attracted to John, that his substance use was a turnoff, and that she felt they had different aspirations. She was also expressing extreme doubts about moving to Colorado with him, something he has tried to seem so confident in throughout 12 years of questioning.
Is there anything else?
A couple more things. When it comes to, I know about Carter Wayne Farm. How many people have you taken out there and on that route to your dad's place out? A handful of people.
Yeah, and like
The core group of people.
yeah.
I mean, that was probably your special place. Is that a special place for you and your friends? I mean,
It
your
was
close
fun
friends?
to go out there, but that's because it was a lack of supervision. It's the only reason we went out there. Nobody was there to watch us smoke pot.
You can understand why that, I mean, obviously you know where Caitlin's remains were found.
I'm aware of it.
And it's out there in Indiana. It also seems to me, again, Paul knows this case a lot better than me. I think the reason why he's asked you about the circle of friends is it doesn't seem that there would be a lot of possibilities of this type of crime, you know.
Mm-hmm. Outside of like immediate friends.
Outside of a small group of people. And then the body is found in Indiana. That doesn't seem like that would be some random person or random crime.
I will tell you
that
this, John.
answer. It's not my job.
All your core group friends I've talked to, I mean all of them, all said the same thing. Caitlin's not opening that door to scream. So I mean the whole adage of who then?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
that's
And like I
and
said,
that's what
you asked me my speculation. I told you,
And that's
but
what-
I don't know.
And that's what I mean. I always wanted to know how you felt, even to this day, because sometimes hindsight's 20/20. You know, it's been 12 years.
I just
You still feel the same way?
But what you're asking me is not just do I think that somebody I know killed her. You're asking me, do I think my friends killed her?
Yeah.
And how do I answer that?
Truthfully,
I mean, like,
I wanna- deep
but
down.
I don't know who.
deep down, I want to know what John.
Have you
Carter
looked into
thinks.
John, who recently killed himself? Because I've always wondered about him, and I don't feel like anybody's ever really done it. I don't understand why, and I don't understand a lot,
I understand.
but I don't know. And I don't know who to point a finger at. I've dug, trust me. But, I mean, how do I get that answer? How do I come to that conclusion? Is it a feeling? I don't know.
I'll take you beyond it. I'll take the feeling because you are the.
The only feeling I've had, I have a feeling about John for some reason. Don't know why. I've had a feeling about everyone at one point or another. Yeah.
Understandable.
And the finger has been pointed to everyone.
Sometimes.
But that's the other thing.
Unfair.
But that's the other thing. I don't have an exact answer. You asked me what my thoughts are. I mean, that I don't know.
Thoughts and feeling. I mean, because I know.
I'm giving you everything I got.
Thoughts is one thing, feelings another, something else.
Yeah.
Because it means
I've
something
given
else.
you everything.
I can tell you precisely why John has a feeling about the person he spontaneously named. Because just prior to this interrogation, the innocent person that he pointed the finger at tragically passed away. The only thing worse than blaming someone else for your crime is blaming a person who can't defend themselves. Though, truthfully, John's not doing a great job of that either.
And maybe, maybe I'm blurry on my morning before I left for work. But
Because even some things.
But
that
I
you
didn't
haven't
go
seen.
anywhere. I didn't go do anything. And I had nothing to do with Caitlin going missing or not being. That's what I can tell.
Well, I mean, she did go missing, but then they found. So, I mean, it's worse than just missing.
I had nothing to do with her work. Do you need me to say that? Because I did not do anything to her to kill her.
I think that's the first time I ever heard you say that.
I did not kill her. I did not murder her. I did not take her. I did not do anything to threaten her life. I did not have an accident. And to tell you the truth, if ever there were an accident, I would never be able to hold that in. I would not be able to look you in the eye right now. And I can tell you that 100%. I did not do anything to hurt that woman. I loved her and I had a life plan with her. And I was not about to lose that. And the fact that I even managed to get to this part of my life, what I can do now, is something I never thought I could do. I am sorry for the indiscrepancies and the things that you're seeing with my computer, with the phone, with the witnesses who apparently saw me leave a garage that I don't park in. But I can't give you any.
If you see blind.
I can see why you're asking the
Yes.
questions.
That's what you
I can
understand.
see why you're asking the questions because you have to cover everything.
Yes.
But what I am telling you is what I know to be true.
Right.
100%.
Right. Well, and I think we've talked about the stuff that I've looked at that I'm like, oh, that.
So do you feel like I may have even helped in your understanding of it, or do you still feel totally lost?
I think I don't think I'm totally lost. I think you've gone over and given me an explanation, your explanation. So, I mean, and you helped me understand what I'm seeing. I mean, the text messages still bother me, but you've given me an answer.
Shit out of me too.
You've given me an answer. with that. Okay, so I don't. I mean, unless you're not telling me everything, then the answer is what it is, right? I think I'm glad that you've been cooperative. I'm glad you come in and talk with us.
Well, and
There's a lot of things that I'm sure you probably wish you had those text messages so you could say, look, Mike, right here.
here they all are.
Yeah.
I would totally give that to you. Basically, I would really prefer not to have to do this anymore. Now, I understand if there's some sort of indictment, you're going to have to go to court or something of that nature. Is that likely?
Like I told you on the phone, I think it was the prosecutor's office. I'm a deputy sheriff.
I remember you saying that,
Yes.
that you would put it in and then they might not do anything for a
Yes,
while.
because grand juries do what grand juries do. What they do is we present everything we have to them. And it's basically to get it, because none of this there's not even a case number for this, the prosecutor's office.
Mm-hmm.
So we get it on the record, because if somebody does come in at some point in time, there's no record of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? We get it on the record, we let the grand jury hear all the testimonies that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And they will either indict, or they do it, or they'll kick it back, or they want to indict nothing. We'll call it what's called a no bill, which is mean the case is still pending till further investigations are done. So that's what happens.
Okay.
So that's basically that's where we're at with this. Like I was telling your fiance or your wife, is that reason why I was kind of pushing for this, because I talked to all your friends. I one last time talked to you for this very reason we did what we're here today. I greatly appreciate it, but I have to write up my report of what we found and these last questions that we have, and basically, and I'll write it in my report. I will submit this to the prosecutor, and he will go from there. He'll say either he doesn't have to present this to the grand jury if he doesn't want to. He can say yes, no, or continue research. So he's the prosecutor.
Oh, and I'm going to say this. Finally, at this point, you may find discrepancy, but you will not find any evidence. And I can promise you that, because I was not involved in taking Parker's death in any way. I just want to make sure that is,
Or the disposal of her body.
or the disposal of her body, or anything to do with her disappearance, or anything surrounding the incident that we are discussing today. The only thing I had to do with it was that I loved her and I was in a relationship with her, and that was it. That we were connected. That's it. And beyond that, there's nothing else to find out. And that's what I really want you to be clear on that. Because I can promise you, you're not going to call me in here, or you're not going to have a grand jury bring me in because of evidence existing.
I can promise you, John, they are. On March 22nd, 2023, John was brought back in on a grand jury indictment as a result of overwhelming circumstantial evidence. As you're about to see, he really didn't believe that was going to be possible, and he is not happy about it.
You okay?
Yeah.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
Is it started?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think Steve started.
Yeah. Okay, John. Before we get started, we have to read you your Miranda warnings, okay?
Okay.
So, hey, Mr. Regal here. You met Mr. Regal before.
Yes.
So John,
Let me go on so you can read one. As you can read as these.
yeah.
You got one here somewhere.
Take a look at that one.
And I'm going to read the same thing to you,
Yeah,
okay?
you got one right there for you.
They read his Miranda rights. We've heard them a few times. So let's get to the good stuff, like how flat out annoyed John is to be here.
Knowing these rights, do you wish to talk to me without having a lawyer present?
For the time being, yes.
Okay. All right, for the time being. Okay.
This is what we call, I think you would, and I know you are probably a Avengers fan, but this is what we call the end game. The end game is we went to a grand jury. Your mom testified before the grand jury because we want her to have her say and input in that grand jury, that proceeding. And the grand jury has indicted you.
Why?
Because they feel that there's enough probable cause that this case proceed further to the common police court.
Okay.
So they believe the information that we had, and you've been indicted, and
For what?
murder.
Okay, but what evidence? There's nothing.
You're thinking of there's evidence that's got to be fingerprints.
No, I mean
there's things called circumstantial evidence.
Okay.
And there's a lot of, you've already talked about the circumstantial evidence. The red flags, that's circumstantial evidence.
Okay, but I had nothing to do with her death or disappearance or any of that. So
That being said,
okay. I'm listening.
we are at the point in time now to where this is where you need to come clean with what everything happened that night, because here's the thing, dude. I'm telling you, the whole stories that you've been giving, the inconsistent stories you've been giving them, being the police department, the media, and everybody else since 2011, has come to a point now to where no one's believing the story. Okay, the whole story about the unknown suspect or individual who was at the festival following you and Caitlin to her house. No one's believing that.
Okay.
They didn't believe it when you first come out with it.
Okay, but that was just like a thought. I mean, like you asked me my theories and I gave you my thought, but I don't
You told
know.
no one asked you that question. That's the question you gave to the 911 operator day one. Okay?
Okay.
So that being said,
I thought maybe that could be a possibility, but I'm not saying that's my story. I don't know what the happened. I have no idea what happened. That's not a story I gave you as an excuse or any other thing than just there could have been any reason. And I thought maybe that would be the most likely scenario because it seems unbelievable to me that anyone I know would do that to her.
okay.
But I haven't made any lies. I haven't told you anything that didn't happen. So maybe my stories are different sometimes here and
Sometimes,
there.
John,
But there's not.
your story has evolved constantly over the past almost 12 years.
Because it's been 12 years.
Yeah, but your story is never the same story twice. That's the best part about all this. It's never the same story twice.
What are you talking about?
All your stories.
What part is inconsistent or different?
You filled out. You remember filling out a form early on, like shortly,
just writing down everything.
Everything. You talked about the events of that day, and then it's like, tell us about Caitlin, and you wrote, she is kind, she has a snaggletooth. You remember that form? That was
vaguely.
So you wrote down a whole sequence of events from the day before and the day after in August, and you have events that just like they couldn't have occurred. Like about your mom coming back from David's bridal, and you had all of these other things happening, and then you called the police. Like, John, like I read through it, and I went through it, and I read it, and went back over it, and this is right after it happened.
Okay, can I
say what you gotta say, brother?
I don't have anything new to tell you. So if we're just going to sit here and question me,
there's no more questioning,
or expect me to confess to anything that we're going to have to move forward.
Okay. Let me tell you what this is where I'm going to tell you this.
Nothing to do with her death or disappearance, and that's really
right
all
now.
I have to say right now.
As of right now, okay. If you want to tell us what really happened that night, I'm willing to listen. The prosecutor is willing to listen. No, but we don't want to hear no more of this nonsense about this unknown suspect following you guys.
I'm not giving you that. Okay, that's not That's the unknown suspect following me thing. Okay, fine. What I have been telling you and what I've been trying to say is I have no clue what happened to her. What I did, what I said. Okay, then we're done.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna need to get my lawyer.
Yes.
Please.
Okay.
Yes, because you'll be
Can
going
I
to court.
please have a phone call?
Yes, when you get to the jail.
All right. John, it's 4:58 p.m. Okay, I'm going to put down 4:58. Our attorney requested.
I can't believe this.
Well, you need to believe it because it's happening right now.
Well, I mean, but what you're doing is like it's
No, I'm not doing
literally
anything.
no. What has happened, what has transpired, is just it's unbelievable because I really have nothing to do with any of this. With what you're accusing me of, I have nothing to do with it.
John, look.
I didn't have.
He's invoked.
Yes. Look, you've invoked your rights, okay, at this point, so we really can't go any further. Understand?
Fine.
Okay. So I'm writing it down at 4:58 p.m. And should we stop the interview at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
John's trial proved to be one of the most dramatic that the state had seen in years. Originally charged with first-degree murder, he pleaded down to involuntary manslaughter in exchange for admitting his guilt. While his defense team begged for him to receive probation, the judge remained resolute, saying that John showed no remorse for his role in Caitlin's death. As a result, he imposed the maximum penalty, 3 years behind bars.